Hello viewer, great news. I'm building my own PC for the first time. Bad news. I have to install FreeBSD on this SSD. But we'll worry about that later, won't we? This cost me a total of about $1,500. CPU I got a 12700K, 12th gen Intel specifically, so I don't have to worry about my PC overheating like with 13th and 14th gen. Should be more than powerful enough for my use case. GPU I got an RX 7800 XT, as I favor AMD GPUs as a Linux user. I got a free Blu-ray drive from work a while ago, which I'm putting into this Cougar case, which somehow has top panel USB-C. For the motherboard, I picked a Z690 PG Velocita because it has the internal and external ports I want. And I can at least theoretically use 2 GPUs with it. I got two 1TB SSDs as well. I also went overkill with the 1200 watt PSU, so I don't really have to upgrade anytime soon. Also got it in case I end up doing GPU pass-through VMs for real. I also went with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and honestly that's not overkill when editing a video, as that can pretty quickly eat up memory. And I got a 27-inch 1080p 180Hz monitor, and HDR, which I probably will never use. I went 1080 because it's more standard for video than 1440p, and 4K is really expensive and would not be very much utilized by me. Plus, games can barely handle processing at 4K without upscaling. I went overkill as hell, so I realistically don't have to worry about upgrading for at least 4 years, but should definitely last longer. I say 4 years for completely apolitical reasons. Anyway, it took a full day with a bunch of distractions and breaks because I had no confidence in my abilities, so I went really slow. After all, this is my $1,500 to $1,600 on the line. I built a PC in an IT class months ago, and it didn't post due to bent motherboard pins from hopefully a previous student, but despite my lack of self-confidence, it worked without any major issues. This PC is so powerful that it just blows past the installer for Windows. And look at that performance in the Halo Infinite open world. But I'm here to install FreeBSD, not wind blows. So it's time for a FreeBSD install. Okay, so this was a massive pain. I kept trying to install, but I kept running into issues. First, no internet through DHCP, so pretty useless as just this. And I don't know how I fixed it. I unplugged and replugged my Ethernet cables despite them looking perfect. It almost certainly would have worked on Linux and Windows. Clicking blindly and just saying yes to what FreeBSD wanted for the network stuff was what kind of worked, sort of. Second, I forgot my root password and user passwords a few times and I just reinstalled because it's easier. I'm basically certain I typed 123 or 1234 basically every time. I mean, redacted. Oh no, you saw my IP address too? Please don't hack, please don't hack, please don't hack. Third, I installed kernel modules for 14.1, but I'm on 14.2. Now, I could have switched to 14.1, but I was in too deep. I had to learn the ports tree to make my own, and I don't know if it actually worked. Who cares, I got GNOME working. Steam didn't work, and I even offered all my personal data to the gods. Funny thing, I'm just emulating Linux at this point. And if it worked, I'd be emulating Linux emulating Windows. Or translation layering Windows. Sorry. I tried Jellyfin, but I don't know how to get the .NET instance to work beyond this fancy text. I don't know what any of this means or if I can interact with it at all. I tried using my USB drives, but it wasn't very functional to use USB drives. I also couldn't get my big drives to show up on the graphical interface. It said it was mounted, but like, where? FAT32 drives work just fine. RPCS3 works on FreeBSD and it's really easy to install. I have an apology to make. I used Windows. I know that's unacceptable. I used Windows to transfer a game from this drive to this drive. I hope you can forgive me, as FreeBSD was not recognizing that drive. I hope you can forgive me. I'm sorry. But anyway, this game worked just fine. So I didn't do much with FreeBSD, but I did do my taxes. I'm not showing footage of that, obviously, but I did it. Trust me. I did my taxes on FreeBSD. This was really difficult, and I hardly got anything done. I would consider FreeBSD the Linux of Linux. If you consider Linux hard, FreeBSD feels like legendary difficulty compared to Linux. Though it really isn't meant for desktop usage as much as it is for server usage. It might get there with desktop someday. 2026, year of the FreeBSD desktop? Okay, I didn't actually throw it away. But seriously, this is garbage.